You are not running behind. This is part two of my limiting beliefs blogs, where the first one was about being afraid of being perceived of being dumb. Like, if that was a very long way to put that. But basically, I've had a fear of looking dumber than I am because of the way that other people have treated me, where they're very condescending, or they don't understand that I'm being sarcastic, because majority of the time I am pretty sarcastic, but some people don't read it like that. So I made a blog about how I'm not dumb. It's just an internal fear or reaction to people treating me a certain way. Today's blog or video, I guess, is about the fear of falling behind in life. That is something that's so relatable in your early 20s, especially. That was one of my big fears and what I ran into a bunch within my first year of graduating. I was in a consistent cycle where I felt really good at where I was at, and then I'd go on social media, and then I felt like I was behind. And it was just constantly going back and forth between those three things. It didn't help too that I went into sales right after graduation, and I hated my job, so I quit that, but I was still working part-time at Starbucks at the time. So then I went full-time for a few months before I found my real lovely I love my job right now type of deal. So I was beating myself up about that all the time. This is just a good reminder that you're not falling behind. Everybody's time clock is so different, and your life is not cookie cutter compared to the person that you're friends with, the people that you know. Like, everybody else has expectations that they have for themselves, and they're following that. Your life is your life, so you get to define what is making your life better for yourself. To start off, let's go through personal examples. My first one is related to career things. Let's touch back on that Starbucks instance. My big thing there was I had a degree. And I was like, are we serious right now? Like, I'm working at Starbucks. I have a business degree. I want to be into marketing and all of these things. Now that I have the job that I have and I love it, I reflect on that time period and realized it was never that deep, because at least one, I was making money. I was still living on my own and paying for that myself. That's majority of people's goals, is just to live alone. And I was completely undermining myself because of the way I was getting that money. But I was still getting paid. I was still working. Plus, it was the most fun time ever. It was the moment in my life where I could literally do whatever I wanted and I was happy. I was educating myself in marketing at the time too. I spent more time reading about marketing tactics and all this other stuff, just to educate myself before I get into it. It was almost like a manifestation of this is what I want to work in. Okay, well then I'm gonna have to know more about it. I would go lift whenever I wanted. I stayed up late. I did whatever. It was so fun because as a student athlete, you really didn't have time to do whatever you wanted. You've always had this pressure to perform and do all of these things because you had to. And this is the one moment in my life where I didn't have to do anything. I just had to go into work, and that was all that was expected out of me, because working Starbucks was fun. If you are struggling to find a job, look for a Starbucks, because it was actually the most fun I've probably had in a job. That's not my current job. I feel like my current job is also very, very fun, but making coffee all day is super easy and not pressure forward. And another thing is nobody cared. Everybody was like, "Oh, you were gonna Starbucks? Cool." That's it. That wasn't anything. Nobody cared about whether or not I was where I was working. It was just people would ask "Where are you working now?" Starbucks. All right, cool. What, blah blah blah. And then they start asking me about custom. It's never about oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Well, you have a degree. It was all these internal fears that oh, well, everybody else my age has a job. Blah 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 blah. And not really though. It's not true. A lot of the times people graduate and they still don't know what they want to do with their life, and that's totally cool. You have time in your life to figure that out. So it really helped just kind of getting over it and being like whatever, life goes on. And as soon as I got over it, I feel like that was when I finally locked in and found the job that I wanted anyways. So that's kind of the time when I struggled with the direction of other people's affecting my own. Another example is getting married. Now, it's very important to know that I'm from the Midwest. So everyone in the Midwest tries to get married by 24, 25, 26, somewhere around there. Like and it's quick. It's very Like they know the people, they've dated them for long enough, they've gotten married. I never prioritized that when I was in college. Like I was just like, yeah, I'll meet someone eventually. I've had a few relationships and situationships and like nothing's really worked out. And I'm not very rushed in that either. Like that this isn't really a personal example, I guess, but it is an example that many people deal with because I never cared to get married. Like it's not one of my like top priorities in my life right now. Like if it was, maybe, but like there's just so much time to get married. I'm 24. Like I don't really care. Like I don't have a sense of rush when it comes to marriage. I have a sense of rush when it comes to like money maybe, but like I don't know. Like I'm just like life happens and things happen. You meet the right people, you meet the wrong people, and everything's a learning experience. And there's no rush to getting married and finding the love of your life because it just happens one day. And that's what I tell myself. Like I was in a situation for a situationship for a while and ended up being nothing. And realistically didn't like affect the way I look at relationships. Like I was just like, well, it didn't happen. All right. On to the next. Like I don't know, like I'm not in a rush to find the love of my life. And that just happens with time. But that's something a lot of people worry about too, is like, oh, I hate being single. I think you should take that as a sign that you need to start spending time alone. Like I think the most embarrassing thing you can do is be rushed in this and meet somebody and think they're the one, get into it, and the next thing you know you're unhappy for the rest of your life. Like that's the most embarrassing move you can be, is being desperate for a relationship to happen when those things just happen. There's no rush to that. Like there's going to be external factors. There's going to be family members being like, "Oh, have you met someone yet?" or friends, whatever. And they can judge whatever it is. Like if they feel like they should judge, that's their right, but like you shouldn't judge yourself for being single or not getting married or whatever. Like this is a personal thing to you. Like don't rush anything that doesn't need to be rushed. And that's very special in relationships because you see it a lot. And then you see that divorce rates are above 50%, like there's a reason for that. And a lot of the times it's just people settling for people because they want it to work out, but it doesn't work out that way. Like you're not going to be happy and there's nothing good that comes out of settling for somebody else. Like you know, the right person will come by and go with that. I feel like another big example is like money. And like, I do care about my money, but I also am in a weird in between of like, I still want to live my life and have a lot of money. So I'd say that's up to you fully, like how you see money, how you save money, how you use it. Like, don't be stupid with your money. That's like the one big thing I think I've learned, and I still have to learn sometimes because sometimes I do be going shopping. Like, I am like, you know what sounds really fun is going to Target and buying unnecessary things that will be necessary. Lately, I've been really good at being like, you know what? If this is what I need right now, I need to buy that. Like, I really wanted an air purifier for a few, like, months, I'd say, and there was a sale, so I bought one. Like I was like, you know what? This is a good deal. But like I think about that. I think about the apartment I'm in. Like I will eventually be moving out of this place, but my lease doesn't end for a while. So I was like, well, I'll think about it when I have to. But like people jump to, I think apartments is a big one. Like when you're living on your own and deciding to pay for this like crazy apartment first thing, I think it's kind of stupid because like you're just figuring out how to spend your own money. And like unless you have your parents paying for stuff, which bless your parents, like that's awesome. My parents didn't, like they're there for me, but they're not like paying for my stuff. Like they're not pitching in money. Like the closest I have is like I just want to bet with my dad about the Knicks. So he paid me $50. But like I don't know. Like, I think don't be stupid. Don't try to front money that you don't have. Like, don't try to like buy a brand new car when you barely can afford that and paying for your life and paying for food and like things like that. Like, be smart with your money. Some people are blessed and they find a really great job and they're like it's paying well. Wonderful. Leave it at that. But like a lot of people compare that when they're in their 20s, like, oh, how are these people traveling? How are they, blah blah blah. You really never know. Maybe they've saved up enough money to do that, and that was their plan after college. That was their plan, like way before. Maybe they had trust funds. Like, you really never know anybody's financial situation, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people's financial situations because it's not fair to you or to them. If you care that much, then work more. Like, honestly, like, I don't know, like, that's my take is like, if you care that much about what other people are doing with their money, then like obviously you're missing out on your own life. Maybe save up money so you can do the same thing if you really want to, but it shouldn't matter that much on how people are spending their money. Like, just be to yourself, be really into yourself. Like, all of these things that I've listed so far are just things that need to be opinions by you and you yourself, your own stuff. Like, it doesn't matter what other people say or think or do just because of you. Like, if they're paying that much attention to you, then they're the losers out of every situation. Like, if they care that much, they need to live their own lives too. So, how did I work through reframing I'm far behind to I'm not that far behind? There's three little things that I love to say, and I'll go through some explanations on them. I'm on my own time clock. I love using this because I am on my own time clock. Like, I just be living my life. Like, I love doing what I want right now and planning for future stuff, kind of. Like, I do have like a plan for the future. I just don't think too hard on it because I do need to live in the moment, and I can become anxious if I focus too much on the future, but guess what? We're not really doing that right now. Like, we're kind of just locked into what I'm doing right now, and it's really, really fun. Like, I am on my own time clock. Nobody has to define where I have to be within 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is. Like, it's all my own decision. I get to decide what's next for me, and I at least just like kind of reframing that because, like, who's to tell you to do whatever they want you to do? Like, nobody should have the rights to tell you what to do. Like, that's all you. It's your life. It's your own time. It's your own decisions. Comparison is the thief of joy. Love this one. Classic. One for the books. Everybody says it. Nobody actually lives it out. But truly, if you're like on social media, like my thing was like going on social media, everybody waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, locking in, making dinner for their husband, like all this other stuff. And I'm like, yo, whoa, like, am I living my life right? And you know what? I am. Like, I look at my life, I kind of just do whatever I want all the time, and it's wonderful. Like, I love not sitting and comparing my life to other people because why should I care so much about the way other people are living when maybe those lives aren't my dream lives? Like, I shouldn't care that much. So, comparison is the thief of joy. Third one is it's my life. Now, do we remember saying this when we were teenagers and you're just trying to be rebellious a little bit? Like, well, mom, it's my life, whatever. It's so true in adulthood because, like, as a kid, you kind of still do live like with your parents and it's their lives too, and but like as an adult, it really is your life. Like, I love just saying that in response to most things because it's like, well, it's my life. Like, it's not yours. What do you? Especially in an argumentative statement, like somebody's trying to argue against you with like, well, you shouldn't be doing this. Well, it's my life. Like, what are you gonna do about it? So I'm not like I'm doing anything illegal. Like, I'm just kind of chilling and it's my life. Like, I just get to decide that for myself and how I'm living my life, which is wonderful. So I'd say use that one wisely. Don't use that as rage bait, but just use that as your excuse of like, oh, I'm doing this because this is my life. Like, I want to do this because I chose this for my life. It's another reminder like you're deciding what your life should look like for yourself. So don't compare or expect other people to tell you what to do when it's your life. Thank you for sitting through this video. I'm hoping that you get something out of it that, like, especially for my early 20s, teenagers, all of it, like, there's so much more to life than comparing yours to other people and expecting other people to tell you what to do. Like, it is your life. You get to decide what you want to do. You're not far behind because these are choices you get to make. Like, nothing is in a time clock ever. Like, the best time to start anything is today, right now. Like, so serve this reminder up here for like you get to decide that. So live your best life. Peace and love.